So we are going to study the fundamental unit of life. Once again, going to study the fundamental unit of life. The fundamental unit of life. In this lesson, we have studied about the plant cell, animal cell, prokaryotic cells, and eukaryotic cell. So, in this revision, we are going to study once again about the cell organelles. As first one, the mitochondria. As cell organelle is the mitochondria. Mitochondria, it is commonly called as the powerhouse of the cell, and it is a double membranous structure, consists of outer membrane and other is the inner membrane. So it is consists of the outer membrane and the inner membrane. Now we see structure of mitochondria. This is it is outer membrane, and inner membrane is folded at several places and called as the cristae. These folded, it folds to increase the area, increase the surface area. It is folded so it is the outer membrane and this is inner membrane. Outer membrane and the inner membrane, and this structure is called cristae. Cristae, and this matrix, and it contains the ribosome. This is a peculiar feature. It contains the ribosomes. But ribosomes are of the 70S type. 70S type where ribosomes are there, and have the extranuclear DNA. It consists of the extranuclear DNA, that is the circular DNA. The extranuclear DNA, and it is called as the powerhouse of the cell. It having the matrix, having the enzymes, and they perform the process of the cellular respiration. Here, energy is generated in the form of ATP. That is why mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. It is found in only in eukaryotic cell. It is found in eukaryotic cells. It is absent in Prokaryotic cells. It is present in prokaryotic cells and RBC of human being or RBC of mammals. It is present in prokaryotic cells and RBCs of the mammals. It is present and it is present inside the eukaryotic cells. So, in the cristae, and they having the oxysomes having this. So, this is the simple structure of the mitochondria. And next cell organelles about which we have studied about the plastids. Next cell organelles about which we have studied, that is the plastids. As sir, here we are making the revision. We are making the revision. So after the mitochondria, next cell organelle is plastid. This plastid it is found only in plant cell. Animal cells do not have the plastids. It is of the three types. One is the leucoplast, second one the chloroplast, and third one is the chromoplast. The leucoplast, it is the colorless plastid. And this is green colored plastid. Green colored plastid. And this is colored plastid. Colored plastid other than green. As leucoplast, it is colored plastid, and what is function of leucoplast? It stores the food. Its function is to storage. So it stores the food in its form. It is store the food in the form of the starch, fats, means oils, or lipids, or proteins. So it stores the food in this form. If protein it stores the food in the form of the carbohydrates or the starch. Such leucoplast is called as the amyloplast. If it stores the protein, it is called as the protoplast. And if it stores the lipids, it is called as the elaioplast. So in this way, its function is to store the food material. And about the chloroplast, it is the green colored plastid, and its function is to prepare the food by the process of the photosynthesis. And next one, the chromoplast, it is the colored plastid, but its color is other than the green. Mainly it is responsible for the coloration of the fruits and the leaves and the flowers. So it function is to attract the insects for the pollination when it is found inside the inside the flowers. So in this way, these are the different type of the plastids. So we have discussed here. Another thing what we have studied, that is the about the diffusion process. We have studied about the diffusion. Diffusion, the movement of molecules from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their the lower concentration is called as the diffusion. And diffusion, examples of the diffusion, that is the when we open the bottle of the scent, it is smell spread inside the entire room. If our delicious food is cooked in our neighbors, it smell reach to us by process of diffusion. And gaseous exchange also takes place by the process of the diffusion. So after the diffusion, next we will study about the osmosis. In case of the osmosis, the movement of solvent molecules from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration via semi-permeable membrane. This process is called as the osmosis. Osmosis is of the two types: endosmosis and exosmosis. One is in endosmosis and exosmosis. In case of endosmosis, the movement of solid molecules takes place inside the cell. It is called endosmosis. And exosmosis, the movement of solvent molecule takes place outside from the cell. It is called exosmosis. So we can demonstrate it as the endosmosis. For the endosmosis, we take some reagents. Inside the water. Inside the water, we take some reagents and keep the reagents overnight in the water. In morning, we see that the reagents swells up. Reagents swells up in the morning when we see. How this happen? Because water enters inside the cell or inside the resin. How it happens? Suppose this is the resin, and inside the resin there is the sugar solution, since it is the student test. So inside the, suppose this is the resin, and here inside the resin this is the sugar solution. This is sugar solution, and when it is kept outside, and outside there is the filled water. Water work as the hypotonic solution. Here this work as the hypertonic, and water this work as the hypotonic. And so the water concentration is more here outside in comparison to the inside the regions. So water moves from from outside to inside. As a result, the regions become the swells up. So this is the end osmosis. And next example is the exosmosis. For the exosmosis, you can demonstrate exosmosis by taking the reagents, or by taking grapes. You can take the grapes. You take the grapes and keep the grapes in a concentrated sugar solution. You keep the raisins, grapes in the, this is the sugar solution, and this is grapes. And leave this experiment overnight, and in morning you see that resins become the strings. Resins become the strings. Why resins strings? Because water moves from inside to outside of the grapes. That is why the resins strings. What happens there? This is the grapes, and inside the grapes there is a sugar solution, but outside of the resins we make the more concentrated sugar solution. We outside we are keeping the more concentrated solution. As a result, water from the inside from the grapes moves to outside. As a result, these grapes become the strings. So in this way, we can demonstrate the exosmosis and in osmosis. This is the diffusion and the osmosis, that is endosmosis and the exosmosis. One more term is there, plasmolysis. One more term is there, plasmolysis. Plasmolysis. What happens in plasmolysis? When a plant cell is kept in a hypertonic solution. As a result, exosmosis takes place and the plasma membrane starts leaving the cell wall, and this situation is called as the incipient plasmolysis. And after some time, we see that the plasma membrane completely leaves the cell wall, and this process is called as the plasmolysis, and a such cell is called as the plasmolyzed cell. And when this plasmolyzed cell is kept in water or hypotonic solution, its plasma membrane regain its shape. This process is called as the deplasmolysis. So we studied the term plasmolysis and incipient plasmolysis. Incipient plasmolysis and deplasmolysis. Now the importance of the plasmolysis in our life, we know that honey remain pure for a long time. Why it happens? Because honey contains hypertonic solution, and when microbes like bacteria or the fungi come in contact with the honey, they get plasmolyzed, As the water is there inside the cell, that comes out. So they will get plasmolized. That is why the honey may remain pure for a long time. The same way, we are adding the salt in the pickles. Same happens here. By adding salt, the pickles makes the hypertonic solution. The solution in which pickles is kept become the hypertonic. As a result, when any fungi enters inside the inside the pickles, it get plasmolized. So in this way, plasmolysis plays an important role in our life. So that's for today. Next time we will start revision next lesson, that is the tissue. Thank you. That's for today.